Hey everyone, welcome back to Dev Parkour. In this video, I want to talk about Agile project management, and not in the typical way, because I feel like there are tons and tons of videos about Agile project management. Everything ranging from how to do a particular process to how to avoid falling into the pitfalls. It's we've been beating the dead horse for far too long talking about Agile project management. Um, but I wanted to talk about it from a different perspective and hopefully a unique perspective. I don't know if anyone's done this before on YouTube, but it's very much on my mind because, as I've mentioned in a previous video, I'm actually moving, right? So I've been packing up my house for the last several months, um, but we're still living here. And the reason that I started packing up well beforehand was because I am still working. Both my wife and I work full-time jobs, and we wanted to spend, uh, you know, we wanted to spend time working. We didn't just want to have to take a week off to pack, in addition to the time that we were taking off to travel and settle in and that sort of thing. And of course, we do have to have some time available for the house hunt when we actually get where we're moving. So, and that's the other thing, right? We're moving. We don't have a house lined up. We're staying with family while we look for houses. Um, so, uh, basically, what we're doing is packing up all our stuff and moving it and storing it in a storage unit. So, um, what we ended up doing was packing over the course of actually 3 months. Um, and it was mainly on the weekends, a little bit at night, but mostly on the weekends. So you can kind of think about it in terms of sprints. There were definitely clear iterations. I definitely had a goal that I'd committed to do each weekend. But it had to be an agile approach. And what I mean by that is basically that first weekend, or the first several weekends, I had to go room by room and pack up all the stuff that we weren't using on a regular basis, uh, or hadn't used in a long time. And in some cases that meant actually getting rid of it. In some cases that meant actually packing it in boxes, because even though we hadn't used it recently, we knew we were going to use it at some point in the near future. We were going to use it again. We didn't want to get rid of it. And then there are things that we might use fairly regularly, but we're okay, doing without over the course of the time that we're moving and searching for a new house and that sort of thing. So, that made things tricky. But all the while, we still have to live in the house. So the essentials, plates, cups, and actually I did those in an agile fashion. This past weekend, I actually packed up about half of our plates and cups and bowls, but the other half are still available for us to use. And then eventually, that last day, we'll be packing up everything else, and it'll probably kind of be a mad dash, just like with hitting a release date, a mad dash to just dump everything else into a box. Now, why I started thinking about this as an analogy for a software project management project, or an agile project, software or otherwise, is it actually feels like a project in reverse. So typically at the beginning of a project, you have nothing, right? So by the time we load everything up, there will be basically nothing in the house. When we leave, there will truly be nothing in the house. We'll have a little bit of stuff, just the essentials that we need in our car, and then kind of the next level on top of that is the essentials that we need that last week, so next week, that last week that we're in the house, and then it kind of builds up from there. From a software perspective, you might start with you do start with nothing. If it's a greenfield project, you are starting with absolutely nothing. You might do something like create React app, which gives you like the bare minimum boilerplate. And that's what I would liken to the essentials, the stuff that we're taking in the car. So it's just, some soap, some shampoo, some clothes, some, a computer, just the bare essentials. It's a small percentage of a lifestyle. It is a valid lifestyle. Like we will have enough to survive on, but it's not even the minimum viable product. It's smaller than the minimum viable product, right? It's camping. Camping is still living. Camping is still a valid way to, go day to day. And if you do it right, it's not, you're not, compromising your ability to survive. But it is not the full picture, the complete idea of what you're trying to do, of what you would like to see from your lifestyle. Then the next step is you start building up, maybe one area, piece by piece, in an Agile project. Obviously, you build it piece by piece. So I think for us, the last thing that gets packed is probably going to be like silverware. And that might be something that you kind of improve on a little bit, right? Instead of doing takeout, or instead of, eating with your hands, you might start, using utensils or something like that. And then build up from there. So why I think this is very useful from an Agile perspective is it really forced me to think about what was essential. And maybe I should have started the video with this, but realistically, when you're approaching an Agile project, if you think about what you want to see happen, start thinking about what you can take away and if the project can still stand. We're not talking MVP, we're not talking about is this what, the grand vision that the customer wants. We're talking about, is this something that you could ship? Is this something that still functions? Is this something that will still work, within some reasonable time frame, right? So will this small thing work and serve its purpose for 2 weeks while you work on the next sprint's worth of work, right? And I think that's really the crux of it, is what can you take away? What can you incrementally take away, in the same way that I am packing, one box at a time, one room at a time. I might be packing over the course of a weekend, I might pack multiple things. But the idea is that I'm gradually taking us down from full, lifestyle house, gradually down a level to now we're basically living out of a couple rooms. Most of the other rooms are packed up. Right? We have our kitchen, we have our living room, we have our bedroom, we have our offices. And that's it. That's everything. All the other rooms are all completely packed up. Even the laundry room is packed up. Everything is, boxed up. When we run a load of laundry, we just dump some soap in and that's it. But that's all boxed up. Even those other rooms, I don't know if you've seen in any videos, but my office is very sparse right now. It has 2 pieces of furniture and a lamp. Well, and my chair. That's it. Everything else is all packed. Bedroom, all packed. Living room, all packed except for the TV and couches. But everything but the essentials, everything but what we need for the next 2 weeks is all already packed up. And I think that's really, it's been eye-opening for me, at least, in terms of how I think about Agile projects. And I'll probably be bringing this into my job. I'll start talking about this as how can we further break down these stories, these features, into just the bare essentials, and then build on top of them. So hopefully you found this video interesting. I know it was a bit more rambling because it's just something that's been on my mind for a little bit. I didn't really have a formal outline, but hopefully you still enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. I really appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click that notification bell That'll let you know when I post videos, which for the last several months has actually been every weekday with the occasional bonus video on the weekends. Usually that bonus video is something extra special and pretty cool. So definitely want to hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on those. And if you have ideas, thoughts, if this was helpful, leave a comment down below. I love reading the comments. I love answering the questions that get left in the comments. And I'm also planning to have a specific Q&A video. So if you have questions that you want me to answer in that Q&A video, you can leave those down in the description below, or sorry, in the comment section below, or ping me on Instagram. I am on Instagram at @IamBrianParks. Hope to see you around, and thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow.